Hey house guests, welcome to today's BB Can 7 updates and spoilers. Our house guests of the day are George Lane IV, Gelsey Kane, Gail Murphy, and Evil Zank 44. Thank you all so much for the support. We got a couple of people in here who have been around for a long time, so we really appreciate that. We could not do this without you guys, and we think you're awesome. So if you want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so yesterday, the loved ones were visiting the house. It was like family and friends day. The house guests got to watch from Leon's lounge as their loved ones kind of just like chilled in the house, checked it out. If you want to hear more about it, check out yesterday's spoiler if you haven't already. So Anthony, Kira, Adam, and Dane's moms were all in the house along with Mark's friend. And then it was drama time because Big Brother let them know that they had to decide amongst themselves which one of them would get to spend 1 minute with their house guest. So they ended up picking Kira's mom, and the reasoning was that, yes, Kira got an HOH video, but it wasn't from their mommy. So it came down to Kira and Anthony's moms, but in the end, Kira's mom got to go in. So we didn't get to see them together, but I'm assuming we'll see it on the show, right? Yeah, so that's that. Let's talk about the game. So Kira and Dane were chatting more about this week's eviction, and we've already seen that Kira, it seems like, decided after many talks with Anthony that Dane should stay this week. So Kira's still kind of nervous about evicting Mark because they feel like that's the one person they can beat for sure. They still feel like they have a chance against the others, but against Mark, they think it's a slam dunk. But at the same time, Kira's like, I need to get to the final two, and I don't feel like Mark is going to bring me there. So Dane is like, well, my mom told me to do what it takes to get to the end, and if this is what it takes, then I'll do it. I'm not sure exactly what he was referring to in that moment. What is it that you have to do? Like, is he saying, I'll take you to the end, or is he just like pretending he will? I don't know, because he's got final two deals all around, but I really don't see him going to the end with Kira. So he says, if I leave, Adam's gonna win. You know, do you really like your chances going up against Adam with Anthony and Mark? You gotta keep me around, you need me to take him out. And Kira's like, yeah, I agree with that. Ooh. So then Kira's like, Mark isn't gonna take me to the end anymore because he knows that I would beat him. Oh my god, I don't think so. Wouldn't that be a rotten final two? No offense, but like Kira and Mark, ugh. So, Kira says that Mark is just playing for second place at this point against anyone. So if he were in the position to choose who was going to the final two with him, he'd probably pick someone that he thinks is more deserving to go to the end and win than Kira. So then Kira's saying, I believe that you, Dane, and Anthony, like you, Dane, and Anthony, would both take me to the end, because you both have a better chance of beating me than winning against each other. So it only, you know, it makes sense to take me. Okay, so then Dane says, yeah, me, you, and Anthony are going to work together and take out Adam. It's going to be 3 versus 1. It's going to be great. So at this point, Kira is still on board to keep Dane because they feel like Mark doesn't deserve to be here. Okay. Alright, so Mark, however, is still under the impression that he's staying because nobody has clued him in yet to what's been going on behind his back. Ooh. So he was talking about Final Four scenarios with Anthony, and I'm sure in Anthony's head he's just like, you're not gonna be here. But he's got to keep up with it for now. So Mark is saying, we gotta push to Adam that Pretty Boy is still very much a thing, because if Adam wins that final power veto and he's the one deciding who's gonna go, or he's the HOH and he decides who's gonna be safe, whatever, we need to make sure that he sends Kira home so that we both stay. So Anthony was like very uninvolved in this conversation. He wasn't really saying much, and I think that was weirding Mark out a little bit. But Anthony's like, Adam's not going to take me to the end. He's going to get me out if he gets the chance. And Mark is like, I need you, man. I can't have you giving up on me now. And Anthony says, I'm not. Yeah, okay. So then Adam and Anthony have a chat in the kitchen. And they're like, yo, when are we going to tell Mark that he's going? They don't want him to just be blindsided here. Anthony says he doesn't want to humiliate Mark. Oh, but it was okay to humiliate like everybody else, whatever. So Adam says, oh, so like, should we wait until the last minute to tell him? Like, when are we gonna do this? And Anthony says, no, he's PB, man. Can't do that to one of the legends. Oh my God, give me a break. It's so ridiculous how he refers to all of them as legends. Ugh. So Anthony says, let's sit him down on Wednesday afternoon. That's when we'll tell him that he's going. Dane will not be in this conversation. They're just going to be sitting Mark down and telling him how they feel and why they're doing what they're doing. I wonder why they want to leave Dane out of it. Is it just because it's like a gloating thing? Or is it because like, and like they don't want Mark to feel bad? Or is it like we still want to make sure we have your jury vote, you know, and that you don't give it to Dane? Interesting. So then today, Kira was upset because Adam didn't want to play the games that they were suggesting. Kira was like, let's play hot and cold. Let's play this. Blah, blah, blah. And Adam was like, no. And he was like kind of like sassy about it. But still, I don't think it warranted the reaction that Kira gave. So Kira is like, I'm out of here. So Kira goes to the HOH room. And they're like, I'm so done with these effing God complex dickwads. You know, I can't wait to be in a house with not only guys. I mean, you kind of made your own bed, right? But a few hours later, I mean, that was all whatever. But then a few hours later, Mark sees Kira walking by and is like, you seem a bit down today. So he gives Kira a hug. And then Kira's like, oh yeah, like seeing my mom triggered some things, but I'm okay, I'm fine. So then Kira goes to the HOH room. And once they pass that threshold, woo, Kira starts sobbing, and I mean like heaving, like, like I don't know if it was a panic attack or what, but you know like when somebody, you're like kind of just like barely holding it together, and then somebody asks you if you're okay, and it's just like, no, I'm not. I think that's like part of it. So then Dane walks into the room and finds them like freaking out, brings them water, and then the feed's cut briefly because I think they wanted to make sure that Kira was okay. So then when they come back, Kira's alone in the HOH room talking to the cameras. Kira says, I'm the odd person out with 4 boys who've worked together this entire game. You're saying you knew about it since week 2. Why didn't you do anything? But Kira says, I feel good about my game. That's not what this is about. But you know, all the emotions are really starting to get to me, so that's what that was. And Kira says, just because you're emotional doesn't mean that you're weak. That is true. But Kira says, I feel stronger. And that's great. And I think even if Kira doesn't get like any substantial money out of this, I think Kira went on a really important emotional journey, right? So that's awesome. Okay, so then Kira decides today is the day to have a talk with Dane and Anthony because apparently Kira doesn't think that Dane and Anthony are already talking about this on their own without Kira there. Are you serious? Like, come on. They're obviously already discussing this. You know that they've been working together this entire time, so why are you really thinking that they're not talking about it? Come on. But everyone was acting during this conversation. Everyone was basically just saying lines that Anthony gave them. So Kira is like, Mark is shady. We feel good with Dane. This is supposed to be Kira pitching to Anthony to keep Dane, with Dane there. So Kira's like, us 3 need to work together to take down the Marine, aka Adam. And it's interesting because Mark popped in the room during this conversation. He was just like, can I listen to the music later, the iPod? And they're like, yeah, get out. Is he finally gonna realize that something's up here? Is he gonna realize? I don't know. But back to this meeting, Anthony is acting like he's not sure about this plan and he doesn't know if he can trust Dane. So then he asked Dane, would you really take out Adam next week? And Dane says, I'm on board. I'm gonna do whatever I've gotta do. Okay, so then Dean is like, I'm gonna let you guys talk things over because Anthony still hasn't given like that solid answer yet. So yeah, after Dane leaves, Anthony tells Kira, you nailed it. You did a great job saying all the lines that I fed to you. He didn't say the last part, but he basically did, right? Okay, so then we've got 2 days left until the eviction. At this point, Mark is leaving. We'll see. I don't know if Mark is going to try and campaign some more, especially if he finds out on Wednesday night that he's the one leaving. Is he just going to throw in the towel, or is he going to try and make some moves here? It's going to be interesting to watch. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until tomorrow, much love.